All right, good. Welcome, everyone. There's a time lag between when I start and when you see it, so it always starts strangely, I think, but I'm so excited to be here today. Welcome, everyone. Akasha here, Nan Akasha from nanakasha.com, and this is our Intuition Challenge, Intuition Awakening Challenge officially. And what we're doing today is money intuition. So we're on day 4. If you're just joining us, don't worry, jump right in, but take time to go back and listen to all of these. So Monday through Friday, we're doing a fairly quick process, and then on Saturday, I'm going to do live readings. So we usually spend at least 2 hours, and I'm really happy to do that. It's so much fun. So good topic, awesome topic. Hi, Vivian, Laura, and Sandra, and Pat, and good evening. Good evening, Vivian. Thank you for being here. I love having clients all around the world. I've had that for, 15 years or more now, and it's just really delightful. All right, so let's take a look at what we're doing today. Share my screen with you, and there we go. Oops. So, in today's Intuition Awakening Challenge, what we're going to do is talk about the topic of money. This is a topic I could talk for 70,000 hours about because I have had a roller coaster life of money. I have made a lot. I've lost it all. I've been through a divorce and a bankruptcy. I've just been on every end of it. I didn't know how to feed my kids. I had during most of my divorce, which took 3.5 years, I didn't have very much money to feed my kids. And so I would lay awake. Sometimes I would sleep, but I would wake up at night to go to the bathroom and come back, and my bed was soaking wet. The sheets were soaking wet because I was sweating. Even in my sleep, I was sweating and sweating and sweating and sweating. And so what happened was, actually, let me just go back to looking at you. Didn't realize I was going to share this story. I always like to show up and be like, what's going to happen today? Just like you guys. And it was so profound. It was physical. So you see how the physical manifestation was coming through. I was sweating, and I was sweating so much. I don't think I've ever even had a fever or something where I sweat as much as I did then. And so you know that your body is part of your energy body, or your light body, I like to call it, because you have many, many layers to who you are. And I've got these lights trying to help us out here, but I don't think they are. That's a little bit better. And so I was terrified. I didn't know where I was going to get the money to pay the rent. I didn't know how I was going to get enough money. I was going through an emotional breakdown of epic proportions, which you may be familiar with if you've been through a divorce. And my business was blocked because of the divorce, just on and on and on. And so I ended up in this place where I was epically ashamed of myself. I thought I was one of the worst people in the world. And it was not all of it, but it was primarily based on the idea of money and who I should be, and that I should have a lot of money. So I don't know about you, but we've been raised with confusing money stories, money information. We hear that money is bad. It's the root of all evil. It's people who have a lot of money are greedy. I've had many clients since I went through my master hypnosis, 20 some years ago. I saw the most fascinating things. Then the shamanic journeying and the energy work and all the other things that happened put this puzzle together where I can see people. And when we went in and they would experience, they were like, okay, I'm having this problem with money. This one client came to me. This was one of my very early hypnosis clients. I was primarily selling it as hypnosis. I was doing energy work, and I was giving health advice like supplements and essences and different things like that. But I was so amazed because people who didn't believe in past lives would have an experience in a past life. I didn't tell them about it. They experienced it. That's the difference. That's really profound. And they would go in and they would be like, sometimes, I don't believe in past lives. I'm like, okay, why? And they were like, I just had this really vivid one and it makes sense and it felt real and I'm confused now. And it doesn't matter what you believe, okay? So beliefs are hard structures that are breaking down right now. You can believe whatever you want. You should be choosing the beliefs that support you, that expand you, that uplift you, not make you tied to everyone else's opinions or the fears or things that happened in your past, or your lack of self-love or esteem. These are all things I've experienced, most people have. So money has become a really fascinating topic to work with. And when I went through my divorce and everything, I decided to start to work around the topic of money. I went deeper and deeper and deeper, energetically, shamanically, in every level I could, psychologically. I did sessions with people. My first course was called The Spirit of Money. I had a very popular course for a long time called Flip Your Rich Switch. I combined the understandings I have of how your mind works and your brain works, because it has neural pathways that are embedded there. And you can't just change energetically when we go change the belief or refine the pattern or the soul contract or the agreement you made with yourself. That's an energetic embedding in your body, your mind, your emotional field, whatever part of you. Then we can change it, we can complete it, we can release it. And nowadays we're releasing both lives and all kinds of energy, and it's shifting along the timeline, along your whole life in both directions, which could happen in the past, but didn't happen as much. So this first client came to me. He made a decent salary, not a huge amount, but very decent. And he loved his mother more than anything. And he wanted to buy her a house. She had never lived in a house. She'd always lived in an apartment. They were very poor when he grew up. And his mother would say things like, rich people are greedy, rich people are mean, evil, just everything, right? Everything you could think about. And he heard this. So when you hear a parent saying this, I'll tell you the secret, one of the biggest secrets to changing your money intuition. Oh, crap. I don't have my thing on. I hope you can hear me. Is that changing your money intuition is looking at your parental or family patterns. What did your mother say about money? What did your father say about money? What were their upbringings? Was she poor and he rich, or whatever? Had they lost a lot of money? Did one act a certain way because the other one? Oftentimes I hear people talk, my clients talk about that the dad was kind of wild with the money and the mother was always scared and trying to save money. And these helped form their personalities and their lives, right? So the power of the concept of money is incredible. It is filled with emotion. We kill each other for money. It's the number one cause of divorce. It's one of the top causes of stress, which is the top cause of disease in your body. So everything in your life is out of balance. You can look at your money story and you can start to find the patterns that then also are in the other areas of your life. This man came and he wanted to buy his mother a house. He had raised the money to put down on a house, nothing extravagant, but a nice little house. And every time he was just about to buy the house or to tell her whatever, right at that moment, something would happen and all his money would go away. You know, this would break down or this would happen. And I know you probably can think of one circumstance like this, right? Absolutely, 1,000%. Almost everybody can think of a time when you were like, oh, I was just ready to go on vacation. I hadn't had a vacation in forever and I was really worried and felt guilty, but I was going to do it anyway. And then my car broke down and I had to use the money to fix my car. Okay? So this is common. Why? It's not you doing anything, it's the beliefs, the energies that you have embedded, often from these other lives. So in this session, we discovered he went back to a point where he realized, I think actually he was stayed primarily in this life in terms of like where he journeyed to and what he uncovered. And he discovered that his inner child or his inner deeper part of him was holding on to this belief that if he bought his mother a house, she would think he was one of those rich, greedy people and not love him anymore. And even though his adult mind could say, oh, that's not true, that's just something she thought, this is different, that belief was so deeply embedded because of how many times he had heard his mother say that the terror, the inner fear over losing his mother's love manifested a way for all the money to disappear in some way or another. Now, you might be going, yeah, I know this, I've heard this, and you might be going, no way, okay? Wherever you are on your path, believe me, I have seen the most stunning things. I used to do a lot, I work with people now individually, however, I used to do these really deep, big, VIP days where we would strategize your business and your marketing and then we would look at your inner fears and your beliefs around money and success and self-esteem. And I was helping people with their money so that I could understand my money patterns. And this went on for 8 years that I was primarily focused on that topic because I don't care about the money part, I care about the energy underneath it because that's what's manifesting it. So whatever money challenge you have, here's some of the ones that have come up. One client I had was terrified of any kind of authority taking his money or attacking him, accusing him of something. So he made it really difficult for his clients to pay him and manifested all these habits and dramas and little struggles that would interfere with getting paid. I had a client who owned nightclubs and then grocery stores, and he was incredibly successful. He said he would carry boxes of cash home from the nightclubs. And he said, the problem is, and I don't know why, if I know I have a lot of money in the bank, I suddenly start doing things to spend it all or to give it all away. And I don't understand why. And this has happened over and over and over. And he said, it's also related to my love life or my romance life or my sex life. And I had many, many men come to me that they can see the intersection of the money beliefs and the sex, love, or romance. These are tied together because the underlying component is your self-image, what you believe about yourself. Is it safe to have a lot of money? Well, a lot of people have other lives or past lives where they had money and it was taken and they were killed or beheaded or their family was killed or their land was taken or the Nazis came and they had to bury their wealth and they never got to go back in that life to get it. These are all actual stories from my clients' experiences. And for 8 years, I saw this just enormous amount of information. And I would study and do research and I discovered that at that time, 80% of the population of the world is living in poverty. Most of those are women. And there isn't a shortage of anything. There's a shortage of creativity or belief or trust because we've been taught this is how you make money. Now, I've been an entrepreneur for 30 some years, so I know I don't rely on a weekly paycheck. That's been decades of programming. That's a habit for me. Money comes in and then it doesn't, and it's on and on and on. It's a completely different reality than if you get a paycheck every week. And so one's not better than the other. You have to understand what your current patterns are, energy patterns. They run in your brain, they run in your mind, they run in your nervous system, okay? That you react. If somebody says something, you react. Maybe it's based on what your mother said when you were growing up. So I've had clients who, this one client, he felt like I said, what is your money mask, your fear, your biggest, how do you really feel about money right now? And when we went through the process to manifest that, it was a sniper, specifically a Russian sniper. I don't know why. He grew up in Alaska, maybe right there on the border of Russia. His dad was in the Air Force. Maybe that was part of his programming. But so he literally felt like if he accepted money, he was suddenly a target, and that this money, this danger was out to get him. Could be the IRS, could be something else. I had a lot of women manifest their money fears. I have a process, it's in the shop, or you can do it one-on-one with me. I think there is a process. Then you go and you get all the energies. Okay, so I'm telling you some really deep, powerful processes here. So take them and run with them. Okay, if you look at and just feel, you let it come up. You do acceptance. Get my scale of consciousness. Look at the consciousness state of acceptance. This is where you want to be. Always going to. It's not choosing. It's accepting. Oh, okay. I just lost all my money. Okay, well, okay, right? You process your emotion. Maybe you cry. Maybe you scream. Maybe you walk for 10 hours on the beach or something. You process. You respect. You accept your emotions, and then you process them, not on other people, please, right? And you go through the layers of accepting. Okay, this is reality. Recently my brother-in-law found out he has cancer again, and he's in a very bad position, and they don't expect him to survive chemo. So it's shocking and emotional, and then there's anger and there's denial, right? And there's all these phases. It's okay. You accept those and you be with them and honor that that's what you have to do. The quicker they let go of you, the quicker you move through into, I'm going to move over here. No, less of that, more of this. Okay. I'm trying to make the light stay better. There we go. And so when you respect and you accept them, then your emotional body forgives. What does forgiveness mean? It means letting go. Your intuition is clogged and blocked. You may pick the wrong job. You don't really pick the wrong job. You just pick the one that offers you different lessons or opportunities and experiences that eventually will turn you around. So you have to let go of doubting yourself and fearing your decision. Make a decision and then make the next decision. Look at your parental and family patterns around money. Even if you've cleared some, there's probably some there. And it's not just going to be in your money. Your money is the easiest place to see it. If you have a roller coaster income, which I had forever, and especially as an entrepreneur, right? Or you have, a lot of people have had a shrinking income. Something happens in their life and they don't realize the shock of the emotional impact. And then it is reflected in the self-value, and you lose the job and you have to take a job for less, and then you don't like that job, so you take a job for even less. And right, there's different patterns. You just look for the energy and look underneath it. But accept where you are, because the infinite field is the infinite field. We're from an infinite field. There is no limit. Lack and abundance are two ends of the same thing. I'm looking over here, there's abundance. I'm looking over here, there's lack. And then there's degrees in between. So you start to look at where you are. How do you feel about money? Are you embarrassed that you want money and you need money, or you crave money? Do you think it's bad to crave it? Or do you think you're not good enough because you don't have a lot of money? Right? So there's every end of the scale. I even worked with clients who were told things like women shouldn't make money, or can't make money, or won't be attractive to a man if they make money. And I mean, it just goes on and on and on. And these are beliefs that are embedded in more than one person. So there is a layer of a collective conscious. When you open your intuition, you also have to be aware that, do you just tune into everything and everyone? No, right? You don't want to listen to 1,000 stations at once. You don't want to listen to heavy metal if you like opera, right? You just have to find your frequency. And so you want to tune your intuition to move into and through your fears around money. I was telling you, a lot of the women manifest their money fears come to look like some kind of abusive man, a wife beater, a guy on a motorcycle with the rolled up sleeves who looks tough, and this isn't a comment on people, right? What we do is manifest how you feel about money into a person. Well, one person's was a tree, to be honest. So into a form that you can then clearly understand what your relationship is with the concept of money. So keep in mind that money is an agreement. We've just made an agreement that we have these little dots and zeros on the computer now, occasionally some cash or a credit card, that resemble, that mean money. But money, if we decided tomorrow that we were all going to trade, blue plastic cups, and these were the most valuable thing, then everybody would have lots of blue plastic cups and we would kill each other and fight over that. So also have seen a lot of things around feeling unworthy of money, receiving money, judging money. So we're going to move into our process in a minute, but I wanted to share this with you because there's so much, like I said, that I understand around the spirit of money, the energy of money, and where to find the biggest blocks. So money intuition is about understanding the terrain that you're in. So if you're in the mountains, but you're pretending you're not in the mountains, then what happens? Well, you're saying, no, I'm not in the mountains, and you're just walking as if you're not in the mountains. You're going to fall off a cliff. All right? This is what we do. We try to ignore, suppress. We actually do forget some of the money fears, and because they're tied to our love and our worthiness and our emotional support that we've had or not had. Is money there? Is money reliable? To me, money wasn't reliable. I would have a lot or make a lot or have access to a lot, and then that access would go away, or a lot of the money would go away in some way. And so I would have these enormous ups and these enormous downs. And I had some very, very big successful businesses in real estate investing and fashion design and different things that I did that were experiences in having a lot of money and navigating a lot of money and borrowing money and just doing a lot of things with money. And it was scary as shit when I first started doing real estate investing. That's when I think I told you guys the story of my husband not speaking to me for 2 months. And I paid $5,000 for a course. And in 2 months, I sold a house that I didn't even take ownership to. I didn't have to pay. It was, I don't know if you can do this anymore. Back then it was called flipping. I put it under contract and I sold it to another contractor for $10,000. So I made $5,000 in 2 months. And he told me, go get a job and wait 2 years to start this course. And I had to make a decision. Do I follow my inner intuition, or do I not do what I feel I'm called to do because someone I love is upset by it? And this is a very profound question for everyone. Right? This is what we're doing, unhooking from others' opinions. Well, there's no more important way to let go of the good opinion of others than around money. So when you understand that, your money intuition, it expands. What does that mean? Well, if you're afraid of money, or you're losing money, or not having enough money, or you're always stressed, if you work for yourself, you know that there's the syndrome of never taking time off because you've never done enough. Well, I haven't achieved enough, people or clients or money or this or blah, 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 blah. And it goes on and on and on. And pretty soon, like everybody, you're in adrenal fatigue. So we're not meant to be spending our whole lives chasing money. We're meant to be living by our intuition. Our intuition can guide us, and it can give us it's beyond magical. I mean, saying magical and miracles at this point is almost laughable. It is like kids play. When you realize that when you clear your light body, when you become aware of your intuitive gifts, all these channels, all these parts of you, all these things, you live in a vast variety of an incredible world. Then when you encounter a problem like that, then you say, oh, okay, let's go and see what it is. This is what is being offered to me. So for me, money wasn't reliable because I had this on-off thing. Lots, none. And with it, my opinion of myself went up and down, up and down, up and down. And then I put on weight because I, felt like a failure, and I was always trying to overachieve. And so you can see how all these things intersect. And when you talk about money and you say, oh, I want to make, maybe you do affirmations or you have a visualization of what you want. So you say, oh, I want to make, the common one is usually $10,000 a month. Or, maybe more, but just say, oh, I'd like to make $10,000 a month. And then you go into, well, why? You don't want to include pity stories. Energy, infinite field, abundance doesn't respond to pity. That's a human thing. You might have gotten help if you were sick. So then you felt like, oh, in order to get the help, I have to be not strong in some way. And you may have manifested patterns in your life around that. So for me, money wasn't reliable. For me, money was just all over me. And it was just like, hey, baby. And then it just disappeared and just walked out the door. And so when I manifested my money mask the first time, it was this hot, sexy Italian guy in a sports car, of course, a convertible. And he was like, hey, baby, it's all about you. I love you, baby. Mwah. Come on and shower me with gifts and everything for you. And we're going places and staying on villas on the coast of Italy. It's just all exquisite and wonderful. And there's nothing. I'm his whole reality, right? That was a perfect representation of how it felt when I would make a lot of money. Would just be like, wow, there's a lot of money, and you feel good, and there's certain things happen. But if you don't change the inner patterns, like I don't deserve money, or money's dangerous to have, right, or whatever it is, that the guy that would get rid of his money, come home with boxes of money, we discovered his father was very, very wealthy, but gave all his money away to his brother. So he grew up like a poor person and found out later that his dad was the one that made all the money, but he had a problem with money, so he gave it all to his brother. So he watched his cousins grow up with money, and he grew up poor. And so he inherited that pattern from his dad. He subconsciously would get rid of his money and then suddenly realized when it was almost gone. So the solution was he had his wife in charge of the money. He never looked at the bank account. But then, of course, we went in and changed the patterns for that. So this sexy guy, of course, then disappears. Like you just wake up one morning and he's gone. No word, no nothing. And that's how money felt to me. It just was like, bam, it just go away, like you go through a divorce and a bankruptcy, and it's just like going down a slippery slope. Nothing you can do to stop it. And you turn inward and start believing things about yourself. This is the perfect time to instead to turn to your intuitive voice. Because if things are falling apart, if things are deconstructing, your beliefs, your job, your marriage, your ideas of yourself, your ideas of who you are, your ideas of how you want to make money, then you want to go with it. You want to go, and reach up to your higher wisdom and say, okay, I'm on a slippery slope here, big change happening. What's going on? What do I need to know? You want to be in the present moment. You want to get in touch, because you'll be guided to the most miraculous and amazing things. And so what happened for me, money intuition wise, was I had to realize my patterns. So when I started working with other people and doing this, I went deeper and deeper and deeper into myself, finding those beliefs, those other lives, those agreements, those contracts, those fears, and doing different processes to unhook them. Then I would have mindset things, right? When you go and you go like, I would be like, I don't know how to pay my rent. So this is what a few years into my divorce, I had been working on myself a lot, and I was starting to get online clients, and I needed a lot more, of course, and I was getting ready to get on a call with somebody who was interested in potentially working with me. Well, if you've ever done that and you desperately need the money, it's a very difficult balance to strike, to stand there fully present for them, not 1 ounce of you going, oh my God, I hope they hire me. I need the money. Oh God, I hope they, right? And so that's an opportunity though. When you have an extreme situation and you're in that tense thing, I learned to master my emotions and my mind, and to be able to be a clear and open channel, create a sacred space for the person coming, so that I was there 100% for them. And if they weren't the right client for me, I said that. I didn't do it for money. And it's taught out there, just get them all, get them all, get them all. Well, I don't recommend it, because energetically it's not a match. So the energy under your beliefs around your salary, your worth, your employer, whether you speak up, your beliefs around your business, your worthiness with asking for more, asking for a raise, charging certain rates, whatever, overworking, overgiving, all these are patterns that are tied back to this. So when you expand your intuition, you get an opportunity to be free of that. One day, I had been doing pretty well, and I had gone and decided that I needed to get a mentor, and I didn't know how, because I didn't have a lot of money. And so I went and I talked to this mentor, and I decided to just go for it. I had $30,000 and that was it, and no idea where any more money was coming from. So I gave them the $3,000, and I said, okay, I had 5 weeks to come up with another 7,000, I think. 12,000 plus plane tickets across the country and a couple nights hotel stay. And so this was like ridiculous. Okay, there was no practical, logical thing. Every person in my family, had they known what I was doing, which was one reason why I was going through the divorce and the separation, was I was then disowned by my mother. So I had no one. I didn't know. That's why I was sweating in bed. I didn't know if I was going to wake up in the morning and be homeless. And so I went and I was like, what do I do? So I asked someone who worked with this mentor, do you have any ideas of how I can make the money? And she said, put on a live event. And I said, I can't put on a live event. I don't have any money. I don't have any credit. I, just went through a bankruptcy. I've got, I just gave you all my money, how can I put money down on a hotel? And it just kept coming out of me, excuses, reasons why, that I was convinced in my head. So I wasn't even going that direction. The other part of the inner work that was going on there that came to the surface for me was my fear of speaking. I loved speaking. I loved getting on stage, but I went through my divorce and my bankruptcy, and I I crashed. I didn't want to see people. I didn't want to talk to people. I didn't want to be on stage. So those two fears were just putting up all these logical reasons why I could not do that. And she just shrugged and walked away. I asked her 3 times, and she told me the same thing. The last time, she just kind of looked at me. I'm telling you, just do it. So I asked her for some help figuring it out, and she said, get 12 people, blah, 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 blah. We put together the structure of it, and I went out. I don't even remember what I did. I was thinking, I would sit and I would think, okay, I'm doing this event. Who could be in there? Who could be in that room? Who needs this? Who's ready for this? Who's the ideal person for this? And then I would see the doors opening, and I would see a line of people coming, and I would welcome them. And I would see 12 seats, and I would see people getting into those 12 seats. Okay. And I just did that visualization. I didn't know if it would work or not. I started to expand my awareness instead of thinking, because I like to strategize. I'm a business person. So I would think, okay, what could I offer? Who could I serve? What else is happening? Okay, well, I'm going to offer this event. All right, who do I know that might know somebody, right? You just keep expanding. But I wasn't using my intuition the way that I use now. The first thing I would do now is sit down and go into a meditative state. The first thing I would do now is to connect to my higher self, clear and cleanse my body, create sacred space, and then go in and have a conversation, essentially put this out there. Like, okay, I think I'm ready to do an event. Here's what I have. What's the best path? What's the next best step for me? And then you have to be receptive, okay? You've got to be receptive. Are you ready with a pen to write things down? Are you laying in meditation so that you can receive and pay attention to your senses? Or are you just rushing through your day and never leaving any time to listen? If you don't listen to your intuition and you're struggling with things like money or love or sex, then stop and give yourself an opportunity to be supported. And so I went through, I not only paid them, went on this trip, did the event. Now I only got 10 people, and I thought I was a loser. And I showed up at this mentoring meeting really depressed, feeling like I was just like the worst person. They were like, well, what happened? I said, well, I got 10 people to come to the event. I didn't get 12. And this one lady there said, in 4 weeks, you got 10 people to pay you whatever it was and come to an event that was happening in a few days. Yeah. Oh my God, that's amazing. That's fantastic. Well, I didn't know that was fantastic because I had a different goal. So that freed me up. But the whole time I just went through like, show me who's next, show me what's there. If I thought of a person, I called them. If I looked, through the internet or something and saw something, I reached out to podcasts. I just did every single possible thing that popped into my head. And I faced my fears of getting on stage. I faced my fears. So I'll tell you some of the magic behind what happens when you do this. I could have sat there and fought and said, I don't have the money. There's no way I can do this. And then just sat there and not knowing what to do. And instead, I went home from this event where I talked to her and she told me to do a live event. And I was living in Austin. I looked over this lake and I had a balcony. And I went out on the balcony and I was just looking. And at the top of the hill, there was this townhome complex, had a huge, beautiful clubhouse, I guess it's called. It had indoor, outdoor pools and gyms and steam rooms and a gorgeous, granite kitchen. And it had a studio, like a small movie theater. And as somebody living there, I could use it for free for an hour or two, or I could pay some ridiculously small amount per hour to use any of the parts of it. They had offices, like meeting rooms and stuff like that. And I didn't think about it because I was like, I can't do that. So I was just sitting there going, what am I going to do? 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 Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. This is a really powerful tool. There it is. There it is. There it is. What do you say when you find something? There it is. So why not go to that moment now? I literally will walk around the house looking for a physical object going, there it is, 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 there it is. And it's really powerful because you're telling your mind, I'm seeing it, I'm seeing it, I'm seeing it. And now your intuition is going to start to guide you. You can do the same thing. I told my clients, do that around finding clients. So somebody was like, okay, I am going to, start my business and I'm looking for 5 clients. Okay. So where are your clients? I don't know where to look. Okay, walk around your room. There they are, there they are, there they are, there they are. I've had people open magazines and find lists of people who do the job of the person they're serving and called and got clients. I've had people find checks that 3-year-old or credit, or I don't know, all kinds of things behind a book in a bookcase, which they would never have moved and hadn't looked at in 3 years. They've got ideas came. Okay, this is the thing, opening your intuition to all paths. Then you go, oh, there it is, right? So I paid them, I put on my event, and I sold a program at the event. So within less than 2 months, I went from having $3,000 in the bank and that's it, and no income, to giving that $3,000 away, doing this $15,000 thing for me, mentoring, putting on an event in this gorgeous clubhouse. I hired a client of mine, to cater it, to make food for us, snacks and fruit and lunch, all there. We were in the movie studio, so I got to put up videos that I made on the studio. I had gifts for everybody. It was amazing. It was amazing. It was called The Spirit of Money. And then I had eight or nine people sign up for a $15,000 mentorship mastermind. So some people paid a chunk down. So by the end of those 7 weeks, I think it was, I had done all those things and I had $50,000 in the bank. Okay, I don't know about you, but that's pretty damn fast transformation. And so this is what freeing yourself up from trying to figure it out, from letting your mind tell you you can't, you shouldn't, you won't, there isn't a way. I have a lot of clients who don't know how to attract money from any way but a paycheck. And they're like, I don't know how to work any more hours. That's not the solution. Money can come from anywhere, okay? Okay, let me make sure I wrapped up all those stories I was sharing with you. So the key to this is to understand that when you right during this time, actually, when I was putting on the first event, I had a lot of money due, like the next week, bills and credit cards, and I don't even have credit cards. I don't know what it was, rent and so on. And I didn't have any money. And I looked at my bank account and it had dropped down to like $1 or something. And normally during this period of divorce and bankruptcy and losing everything, if I saw something like that, like, oh, I'm at negative $10 in my bank account, my stomach would drop. So my solar plexus, my power, right? My sun, my power would just drop. I would feel really sick to my stomach and I would have other physical reactions. I had started to train myself to have a different reaction. That reaction was neutral. That reaction was acceptance. Oh, okay, we're at $0. All right, well, I guess we should go figure out where to get money now. Instead of, oh my God, I'm a loser, this is terrible, blah, blah, blah. So the day that I knew that I had flipped, this is where I got this from, I'd flipped my switch on my mindset, my inner emotional reactions to money, no money, good enough, whatever, my flip my rich switch, was I looked at the bank account, and before I even knew it, I had walked out on my balcony again. And I was standing there, and it was like two parts of me. I became aware, and all of a sudden over here, I saw myself looking around. Where is the solution? I had no upset, no physical reaction. My solar plexus was feeling very good, very solid, very like in me, right? Not draining or anything. And I was like, wow, look at that. It finally happened. I finally switched over, and a new program, a new belief was taking place, which was, it doesn't matter what happens, just accept it so you can let go of the emotion around it, and then you transcend and your mind harmonizes with solutions. Okay? All right. So like I said, I could talk a long time, and we've got to get to our process now. Let me just check on you guys and see if you've anything that you're asking or sharing. Woo, yay. Hi guys, so let's see, I said good morning, and hi Susan, hi Kier. Woo, you've been there, done that, felt like a total failure. Exactly, absolutely. Thank you for this wonderful blessings. First time guided here. Oh, I'm so glad. Welcome, Sitara. And Fool's Journey. Yeah, it is. You know, I was always trying to prove that I was good enough. So I assumed that to win my father or whoever, right, approval was the ultimate goal. And to do that, I had to be the best at everything. And so there was a lot of very interesting lessons along the way. Pat says, due to my limiting beliefs surrounding money, this whole conversation is overwhelming, freaking me out. I totally understand, sweetie. That's why it's really important for you to accept the freak out. Okay, that's what I mean when I say acceptance is really important. Accept the freak out. Oh, I'm freaking out right now. Okay. The sooner you do that. I used to have panic attacks, and my hypnosis mentor told me, I said, oh my God, I'm getting on a plane today, and I started having a panic attack thinking about getting on the plane. And he said, okay, well, here's what you do. You just give yourself permission to get on the plane and have the biggest, hairiest, juiciest panic attack. Throw up on the person next to you. Throw your book in the air and hit the stewardess. You know, kick the person, fall on the floor. And of course, what am I doing? I'm laughing. And so he said, just make sure you plan to do that when you're in line to get on the plane. What happened was I accepted that fear of having a panic attack and the potential of having a panic attack, or for money fears, like the fear of not having the money. If I accept it, then I'm not like this. You know, there's a lot of energy in keeping it, right? So when you accept it, you're like, oh, okay. And maybe for a minute you feel the freak out, but what happens is when you don't hold on to it, to me, I see it go through me. Instead of holding it up, it's coming through. I'm accepting. Oh, I'm accepting. Oh, God. Okay, I'm accepting. Oh, and on all the way down and out my feet. And when you feel it in your throat or your heart or your sacral, you know it's telling you even more of where you're holding that pattern. So the freak out is coming up so you can release it, sweetie, so that you can transform it. So that the freak out is right now your money mask, right? That is your negative, heavy, clogged, blocked flow with the concept of money. And this all goes back to who you are, right? Am I good enough? Do I deserve it? Will I make good money choices? I didn't trust myself with money for a very long time after my divorce. And I made a lot of money for a while. I went to California and I was speaking on stages, and I was had lots of clients, and it was stunning, really, quite honestly. And then my intuition kicked in and said, okay, this is great, but this isn't what I meant to do. So I had to make another right turn, stop that, and go through another no money thing, back up again. But I know how to do that now. And I think that people who master their money fears, acknowledge them, sit with them, start to see what's underneath them. Do a reading or mini reading or a soul reading with me, or come to the intuition class and experience the energies that are there attached to the freaking out, right, or any other kind of fear. Nabila said, it's reassuring to hear that you've experienced some of what I'm walking through. Absolutely, honey. I've been in every friggin' level of this, from wanting to die and thinking. I can remember during my bankruptcy, I was watching a video, a hypnosis video that was supposed to help me. And the person who was the person doing it gave a story first about themselves. And they're very successful, very rich, and very well known and everything. And they said, I went through a bankruptcy, and my mentor went through a bankruptcy, and then I did this, and then I did that, and then I learned this, and then I learned that, and then now I'm doing really well. And I was like, wait a minute, I'm looking up to you, and you went through a bankruptcy? And then I realized that almost all of my real estate investing mentors, who I adored, who were incredible, they had all been through bankruptcies. Well, why didn't I put them down there? I put myself down there. I put everybody else up on a pedestal, was listening to them, and I realized I wouldn't want a mentor that hadn't had failures. I wouldn't want somebody guiding me that was like, hey, everything's great and nothing bad ever happens. Well, bullshit, right? That's just not reality. And so I was like, no, people who go through the dark, and everybody does, and through the fear, and walk through it, at some point, there's a turning point, and they walk back up. Now they are smarter, right? They have more acceptance, more experience, more wisdom, we call it. And then something else might happen. I mean, Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, right? He was like the inventor of the Velcro wallet. And when he was like 22 or something, made gazillions of dollars. And a few years later, he lost it all. So, and then he went through some other things. And, everybody has that up and down. This is where we've been taught to judge ourselves or to not believe we're good enough. So Pat says, I've always been tight with money, spending money since I grew up poor, not working from an area of abundance. That's for darn sure. Exactly. That's why I told you, hi, Julie, good morning. You want to go into we're just calling it money intuition today, around any of these topics, because here's the thing. There's always a solution. If you become a solution seeker, we want to see the problem, but we don't want to be attached to it. So when we accept that this is something I perceive as a problem. So for you, Pat, I'm sure that if we did a session, or if you went into a meditation and you asked your higher self to please show you what you need to know, what is optimal for you at this time, that is the most important thing around this feeling tight with money. Just think of that concept, energetically tight, restricted. How can you receive? How can you give? How can you flow? How can you create if you're tight, right? Tight, restriction, expand it. This is where we want to be. And you can say, you know that you grew up poor, so you know that you received certain beliefs. Now, you can give those back. That's what forgiveness is like deciding that your mother's beliefs really aren't your own and getting them to be a little separate from you. Put them in a beautiful gift box, energetically give them back. You say, you know what? This was an interesting experience. I'm glad I learned it, but I'm going to give it back now. Okay? Okay, good. This is so much fun. I really gotta move on to the next thing, right? So let's go ahead and do a nice process. So what came through today was pretty awesome. It was basically a class with a lot of different ways to work with this. Of course, this works with any topic, okay? But money is a topic that's so charged, right? It can change. I can remember when Chris had a seizure, I had to stop and close my business, and there was no income, and he still can't really work much. And so it's just this completely different reality. But the priorities changed. And I remember Chris one day saying to me, I realized something. When I know there's money coming or money in the bank, I'm happy. It's easy to be happy. When I don't know if the money is coming and I don't see money in the bank, I can't be happy. And so he started to study happiness with Buddhist philosophies and watching. There's a movie called Happy. They go to different countries and see who's the happiest country and is it money. And by the way, it is money, but only up to your needs level. So anybody who doesn't have what they need, of course, money is very important. But it wasn't millions of dollars. People were happier when they had a quality of life they liked, mixed with enough money for a reasonable survival, for a reasonable life. So, Okay, I love this topic. It's really fun. It's fun to share with you guys and see what comes through. All righty, so, I'll share my cup with you. Oh, I can't even see my screen. There is one of my beautiful unicorn cups. One of my Mayan friends here gave this to me. She knows I like unicorns, and her little girl likes unicorns, so I buy her unicorn stuff too. I'm very jealous of some of my clients. I have 2 or 3 clients that actually see and communicate with unicorns. I would love to, and I pretend to, but I put it out there, but I don't ever get a reaction to it. Okay, so let's go ahead and relax into the moment. So I want you to take your hands and I want you to put them palm to palm. You can open your eyes if you want to look. Okay? And I want you to just gently rub them together around and around. Focus on your fingertips. Focus on the palms of your hands. The palm of your hand is a palm portal. It's a chakra or energy center that is extremely powerful. And the tips of your fingers have chakras and energy centers as well. Good. Now just stop and hold them together and pay attention to the energy moving in your hands and between them. Just keep scanning with your awareness. Do you perceive motion, tingling, movement, color, heat? What is it? Now focus between your palms. What is manifesting there? Do you feel something between your palms? Do you see something? Now very slowly and gently take your hands and separate them just about an inch and leave them facing each other, palm to palm. And I want you to use your senses to scan the space between your hands. Receive images, sensations, thoughts, whatever is there. Now just gently turn your hands face up and lay them down on your lap or by your sides if you're laying down, just so that your palms are face up. Again, allow your senses, direct your awareness, and scan your right palm. What does it feel like? What does it look like? Is it pulsing? Is there energy coming off of it? Scan your left palm with your awareness and your senses. All right, relax and draw your awareness back to between your eyes, right on your forehead, between your eyebrows. Focus and rest your awareness here. Feel your heart, yourself, you looking up from within your body to this place between your eyes. Take a deep, slow breath in through your nose. It rises into the same spot between your eyes and moves all energy, clears it away. When you let the breath go, goes out from your forehead, clearing a path as if a beam of light was being projected from between your eyes. Up, up, up. You can see further and further. Take another deep breath in. Let it expand your heart and say in your heart, I am ready and willing and open and receptive to be here now, a clear and open channel to my highest good. Let it go. Feel it washing down into your hands, and your hands filling up. They're filling up with this breath. They're filling up with this energy that you drew in. Now take a slow, deep breath in. Let it go down your body into your solar plexus. As it expands and the light opens, you say in your heart, I am ready to clear my communication and connection to my money, intuition, to my highest self, body elemental, and I am presence. Now rest within you. Feel your light body gently breathing. The light in your solar plexus cleansed, bright. Your heart expanded, alert, present. Your hands open, full. Your third eye open. The beam of light coming from you going further and further and up and up and up and past and through every layer of your being and out and out and out. In your heart, say, I now release my money fear, guilt, and shame that keeps me from clear guidance in my next steps at this time. Draw a breath in and let all the energies and powers that are optimal for you to clear right now fill you up. Hold the breath as long as you can. 3, I'm ready to release it. 2, it's going to go with ease and grace. 3, 2, 1. Let go, let go, accept, release. Feel this energy moving out, pulsing, expanding, waves and waves, cleansing, clearing, opening. Now looking up from your heart, feeling clear and open, sensing new connections forming. You look up through your inner eye, out. You see through the collective conscious and past your family fears around money. You see through lack. You see through greed. You see through fear. You see through guilt. You see through hard work. This energy has cut a path through all the fear, the past, the pain, the parents, the programs, slicing like a knife through the dark energies. They fall to the side, and you see further and further and further. Now you release from your heart. Let it rise naturally from within you. What is your biggest question or challenge with money right now? Release it and let it go up. Feel it going up and up and up, and you watch it and you follow it. And it connects to a flow of energy, like a current out in the infinite field. And suddenly, you're riding a current, a wave. You're feeling it take you. You let go and say, yes, I'm ready. You feel whatever it is that is holding that fear or clog in place. And it's leaving. As you ride this current, it's being washed away. Lack of trust, feeling tight, fear of loss. All forms of fear with this particular money question. Now the current takes you faster and faster, as if you're holding on to the back of a dolphin and you're diving deep and jumping high and going faster and faster and back and forth, and you realize you don't even have to hold on. This is you. You're riding this current. You're free from those old beliefs and fears and patterns and contracts. You let them go. You put your arms in the air. You open and expand your heart. And you receive, I am one with this current. I am one with this flow. I am one with this frequency of abundance. I am one with the money, the ideas, the success, the strength, whatever place it is. I am here. To be me, to align to my truth, to receive that which is here for me, to lift me in to my ideal life, to open the doors to my optimal flow. I'm ready to receive. And now you feel as if you're diving, you're pouring over the edge of a waterfall, and you in this current, this currency pours from heights beyond your imagining, and you feel yourself letting go, free, falling down, down. The current comes with you. You see your body, yourself, your life, this moment far beneath you. Down you come. You say, yes, I'm ready to re-enter, free from those old heavy patterns, fully aligned with this current currency and flow. You feel yourself entering your light body. Way out there, you feel a change. You keep looking as you see something approaching. You see you see this flow. What does it look like? What does it feel like? Is it a current? Is it symbols? Is it colors? Is it a picture? As it comes closer and closer to you, it comes down, it reaches your mind, and washes through it. New money, current, frequency begins to infiltrate your mind. I receive this new money mind and mindsets. It enters your emotional field. You feel like energy, strong, is coming in and moving through, emptying the emotional field of those old fears. Stronger and stronger and lighter and brighter, you feel yourself rising up, transcending higher and higher. Your emotional body feels strong, alive, aligned with me. Yes, this is who I am. Yes, this is what I'm for. Yes, I know everything I need is here to support me. I accept. I receive. I now request, see, and accept this current, this currency, this flow in whatever way is optimal for me. And you enter your 13th chakra. The love of the Divine Mother releases into this currency, and it pours into your 12th central sun. The power of the masculine, the gold, pours down through your crystal consciousness, your intergalactic gateway. Layer by layer, you come closer to you. You move through your purpose, your blueprint. You gather up new codes. You move into your higher self. Your soul star escorts you, and gently you pour down into your crown, into your body. You feel this new current, this new frequency of money, your new money vibe, your new beliefs, your new strengths. It pours into your eyes, your brain, your ears, your throat. You feel it spreading across your chest, down your arms. You receive into those hands. It fills up. It builds up. You see, I can receive and receive and receive, and I can give and I can receive, and you begin to move your hands back and forth. Feeling this currency, feeling this abundance within you, around you, everywhere. You move it, you create with it. It pours down through your heart and your solar plexus, your sacral, your root, your feet, down into your earth star. And Gaia, you are now a flow of this new currency. You look and you see lack far away. You see the lack of trust and all of those things that you believed. They're far, 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 far. They're almost invisible. And you focus here and now and play. You move your body. You breathe. I am one with this current of abundance, a design just for me. I accept. I harmonize. There is nothing left to prevent you from being in your flow. You open your eyes slowly. You see the difference in your life force. You are one. The full moon is around you, illuminating this luminous, glorious moment. I am here. I accept I am here on a fully funded mission. I accept that I am supported. I accept that I am ready for the communication with my intuitive network and the flow and frequency of money. I am one with the infinite field. I am one with the infinite possibilities. I am one with infinite solutions. I am one. I am love. I am divine wealth. I am divine riches. I am divine prosperity. I am divine vision. I am the creator of my reality. I have everything at my fingertips. I have everything in my hands. I have everything I need. I accept. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Scan your body, feel the frequencies, feel the shifts. Accept this transformation and stay in this moment as long as possible. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We give great thanks for this beautiful moment, for this powerful, powerful money, abundance, and self-love infusion, this connection to this new current, this currency, this freedom from this old way of being. Thank you to the spirit of money, and thank you to ourselves on every layer, and to Gaia, and all the levels of the infinite, and to all the possibilities that I and that each of us can create. I am here to be a flow of good, of love. I uplift by accepting and receiving myself and receiving what is needed to be myself, and freeing myself and receiving what I need to be free. I accept and walk a path of harmony, transcending the past and the shackles of money, guilt, and shame. I transcend and harmonize now, and I accept this current and currency as permanently a part of me and my life and my body. Put your hands on your heart. Feel all that energy that you awakened in your palm portals, your fingertips, all the energy that came to you through you, all the energy you have within you and around you. Accept it into your heart. And let it fill you up. Let it fill you up every day. Any day you want, you can come back and say, I am that I am, and I am connected with my divine source of infinite flow. Feel it, move your hands, play with it, create with it, find it. There it is, there it is, there it is. When you find a loving, beautiful fear from your past, from your family, kiss it, accept it, hold it in your loving arms, release it into your current, and let it go. And offer it out to your ancestors, to your family, to everyone. Energetically, you let all of you be free. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for being with me. We went long this time, but it was too juicy, too delightful, too wonderful, and wow, 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 what an incredibly powerful process we just experienced. I hope that you will repeat it. I hope you will join me in the Intuition Awakening, because this is just the start, baby. Woo! And if you are in the Intuition Awakening course, please, Donna's going to put all of these in there because they are coming through incredibly powerful, and they're a great thing for you to have. So you'll have them all in one place. All right. So let's see, Sitara, I had a wonderful realization this morning that from me being born prematurely, I had lost connection to believing, trusting that I was worthy of divine abundance inheritance. Very interesting. I was adopted, and so I did have certain experiences of realizing I'm not good enough. I was given up. I was given away. I didn't have it consciously. I felt fine about it until I went deeper. And then my mother in this life disowned me. We're connected again now, but that was a very powerful experience. And what it does is it brings these things up. So you want to have that, because if you can't trust that you're worthy of abundance, then what happens is you keep going, but you never believe you're going to have it. And it's exhausting. So this process was really powerful because it didn't just free us from old patterns. It didn't just connect us to a current. It connected us to our current. So if you repeat this, you're going to anchor it. You're going to believe it. You're going to feel it. You need to do the repetition. I love this. Yes, that's a big one, allowing money to dictate your mindset. Money has become God. This is what I tell you, I saw it. Everybody goes, oh, I want to do this. What about the money? We've put money between us and everything else. And I've shared this a lot, but I had many stories during my divorce where I had no money and I didn't know I was going to do anything, and I manifested it. But the best part came was when I realized I was saying, I need this money so I can pay the rent, so I can go here, so I can feed my kids, so I can. I was telling, I need the money. I was taking away my intuition and all the powers that be in the multiverse beyond me, their power to make something manifest without the money, or without the money being the first step. So people will not go on a trip, will not sign up for a retreat, will not do something like I did for that mentor. I had to come up with $15,000, and I had just been through a bankruptcy. I had no resources, no credit. It was Looney Tunes. But I'm so glad I did it. It catapulted me in 2 months into a real life again. It was stunning, right? So when you have the ability to say, oh, wow, you know what? I don't need to know where the money's coming from. Sometimes many of us have had a lot of debt, and that debt has caused shame and guilt and problems and fears and maybe relationship breakups or divorces. Money's the number one cause of divorce, some form of money challenge between you. And so what happens is We're dictated by these. It can be hard to see, but if you go really deep, you'll realize all the choices you've made in your life generally stem from your belief of your worthiness and of that concept of abundance versus lack, or being worthy of it. Where does money come from? Does it require a lot of work? Can I have it? Can I only temporarily have it? Can I only have it if it comes through someone else? Is money that comes through other people good enough, or do I have to suffer for it? There is a plethora of things underneath there. So this is where you want to go. This is why when you work on money fears, so to speak, you're going to tap in. This process is going to affect every area of your life. You're going to have more self-esteem, or wealth esteem, I called it for many, many years. And that idea that I feel worthy of wealth, wealth of love, wealth of friendship, wealth of health, wealth of time. It's not just money. But money becomes the sticking point because we've put it there. And remember that the world, I'm not getting into political conversations. You just have to look historically, energetically. The world has been created around, I have money, you don't, you do this, and limiting what people without money have access to, limiting education, limiting jobs. I was in real estate investing as a woman. I was the only woman for at least a few months, and then there were maybe 2 other women the whole time I did this in the group that I was in, and the not a mentorship group, like a support group, where we just talk to each other. And I wasn't in the men's club. So they were doing deals together and I didn't get to be part of doing the deals. And it became very real to me. And in my first fashion design business, I saw the difference between men and women in business too. I saw men getting opportunities. Hey, dude, come on over. I'll do this for you. I'll connect you. Whatever. Hey, let's go to the gun club. I don't want to go to the gun club. One guy even invited me in real estate investing. He goes, well, just come to the gun club with us. Then you can talk with us and you'll get a deal. And I'm like, I don't want to go to the gun club. I don't want to smoke cigars. Right? So then we can put that between us. I could have said, well, there's no way I'm going to succeed. And what it really comes back to is my inner belief of me being good enough, showing those things to me rather than the solutions that are around us. So, Donna said, if you have any questions, you can email us at ASST@nanakasha.com. Questions about the course, questions about payment plans, questions about what we're doing, anything you want. If you want to chat, let me know. Let's see, love frequency. I saw Isis. Awesome. That's awesome, Sitara. Susan, so sorry I have to go. Don't worry about it. Woo, woo. Is that a unicorn in a donut? It looks like that. I think it's supposed to be a tutu, but it looks like to me, it becomes one of those donut. It probably is a donut, but like a floaty thing for a pool, because I'm kind of a water kind of girl. Let's see what else you guys say. Very nice, Dan. Thank you. Much love. Thank you, Pat. I honored it and experiences, and yes, I am that I am. Good. That's a big thing. Oh my gosh. Sandra says, mixed feelings. Today is my late mom's birthday. Oh, blessing, sweetheart. Teary from the very beginning of this transmission. Money, prosperity, an issue. Thank you, Akasha. You're so welcome, honey. It is true. And if you're, grieving a mother, if you're grieving, when a relationship ends, my parents are both still my adoptive parents are both still alive, so I haven't had that experience yet. And there's a lot of stuff that comes up, right? And so then you go into, oh, my mother used to say this, but it isn't about blaming them, and it isn't even about telling them, you shouldn't do this or you did that. It's just about realizing where we got them and that they're not ours. And that when you separate them from you a little bit and put them in a box, and then you look at them again and you can separate them a little bit more, and energetically, this is a little bit how you do it, right? You separate yourself. Fantastic. Love, joy, happiness, peace, harmony to all. I'll email you. Namaste, my loves. Thank you. Vivian said, I gave a lot of presents back in my mind. Excellent. Perfect. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, you guys. Well, thank you so, so much. And I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's day 5. What is today? Is that a 2, 3, 4? Oh my gosh. It's going to be fantastic. So tomorrow is our last day of transmissions, and Saturday we will do some live, what do you call them? Live readings. Woot woot. So I'll put this up for you again, just in case. That's the course. Here you go. So if you are interested, go look at this page. It has more information. There's a lot that we're going to do that isn't written up on the page. There was only so much information I could put into it, which was why I decided to do this challenge. I said, hey, let's let some experiences come through. People can experience what it's like to work with me. And in the live classes, we will have an exchange at the end of the class, because they're going to be recorded for people who don't come live now and later, or for you to repeat. But at the end, we will do a separate recording where we can talk. You can ask me questions. I'll read your energy field. You can tell me what came up. And this is, in all the courses I've done like this, the Soul Star Awakening and the Released class and the Angels of Abundance and the Goddess Sanctuary, we have this epic, beautiful connection of community and love and transformation. And the sharing part is one of my favorite parts. So thank you, everybody. I hope I see you in the Intuition Camp, and do let Donna know if there's anything that you need. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Thanks, Julie. Get up with love. Thank you so much. This helped me so much. I feel lighter. A shift happened, and I'm so grateful for you. Oh, I'm so happy. Thank you for letting me know that. If you do want to share anything else with me, you are more than welcome to email Donna, ASST@danakasha.com, and let me know what you experience. I would love it, and I'm happy to respond. Bye-bye.